William Hill sponsors IFL TV.
I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois. You're going to sleep.
I'm going to have two mics, if that's all right. If you want me to do that job, I'll do it.
I know you can. I don't think I can fight like you, but you can definitely host like me. Oh. We won't make it boring.
What's up with this then, Benny? Why have you been sat in the corner? Have you been naughty?
Well, that was a great press conference. Thank you all so much for being here. You guys ready to go? Yeah, anybody have any questions? I mean, I really don't need to say too much, right? I just ask that everybody hold their mic up nice and close to their mouth when they're talking. We got a couple documentaries and things being shot today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for our press conference. I'm Christina Poncher. I'll be somewhat hosting alongside Tyson Fury and Tom Schwarz today. Bob, you made some comments earlier about how much Tyson, reminds you of Muhammad Ali, etc. It really makes your job and Frank's job a lot easier when you're promoting a fight with a guy with so much charisma. What have you heard about the buzz of this fight here in Vegas, and how happy are you to bring a fighter of this caliber to a city that's had many, many, many significant fights in Las Vegas?
Well, first of all, I'm delighted with the reception that this fight has received, and we have a few hundred tickets left here at the MGM, and actually, that's the truth. Just a few hundred tickets left. So by fight night, they'll all be gone. Well before fight night. So that's really great. And also, we think we're going to get a record number of subscribers, new subscribers, who will be tuning in for this fight and for the great card that we have on ESPN+. So I am absolutely delighted with this reception. And it's made, you see, the job of a promoter, as Frank would attest, can be very difficult at times, because once in a while, many times, you get guys who are stars and they're reluctant to deal with the press, they're reluctant to talk to the press, you've got to give them scripts as to what to say. With Tyson Fury, all you had to do was get him into place so that he could meet with the press, he could meet with the public, and you never had to tell him what to say, because he knew better than we did how to reach the public and how to reach the press. So it's really been a delight to do this promotion. I know I'm a big fan of German boxing, and I know Tom, who many of you have not heard of, is a tremendous fighter. Our matchmakers went over the tapes of his 24 victories and some of the amateur tapes, and we realize what a terrific fighter he is and what a great fight this will be on Saturday night. So I'm glad we're all here, and I'm glad that in 3 or 4 days we're going to see an epic heavyweight clash.
And you mentioned promoting him, and this fight came together with 2 other promoters who are joining you up here on stage. I'll start here with SCS Boxing, Ulf Steinforth. Ulf, you represent your fighter, Tom Schwarz. What was the opportunity like? What kind of went through your head when you get a phone call and they're looking for you and your fighter to come to Las Vegas and fight Tyson Fury? Benny, you'll help with the translation here? Okay.
Ja, wir sind natürlich hergekommen, um hier wirklich eine gute Performance abzuliefern. Tom hat wir haben ja in Deutschland eine besondere Ausbildung. Er war auf der Kinder- und Jugendsportschule, so heißt das, im Fach Boxen. Er war da direkt auf einer Schule, hat eine tolle Amateurkarriere, hat noch eine viel bessere Profikarriere. Und wir sind heiß auf den Fight. Und man merkt ja auch, wie wohl er sich fühlt. Und er ist ein Typ, der passt rein in dieses Business. Und ich glaube, wir haben hier echt gute Chancen, um uns, nicht nur gut zu verkaufen, sondern hier auch wirklich auch was auszurechnen. Und die Leute sollen sich überraschen lassen.
Yeah, we are happy to be here, he says. Tom is fighting since he's a little kid. He was in a school system in boxing, and ever since he's training and fighting, and he's very happy to be here, and Tom is happy and in good shape. So Ulf says he's ready to do his best and have a great performance, and is looking forward to the fight, and also sees his chances to win the fight.
Ulf, your thoughts on working with Top Rank and working with Queensberry Promotions to make this mega fight come together?
Also große Ehre. Ich meine, Top Rank ist natürlich ein großer Name für mich. Bob ARUM ist der Gott für die Promotoren, also man hat großen Respekt. Mit Frank habe ich schon einige Kämpfe machen können. Wir haben schon mit Fightern gegenübergestanden. Man kennt sich in Europa natürlich. Und muss ganz ehrlich sagen, das ist natürlich was ganz Besonderes, auch in der Firmengeschichte von SES hier dabei zu sein. Und wir freuen uns und freuen uns natürlich, dass die ganze Welt auf diesen Kampf schaut. Und das Schwergewicht ist natürlich was ganz Besonderes.
Top Rank is a great company, and Bob ARUM is the god of all promoters.
The God.
And with Frank, so Ulf is honored to work with Bob and Top Rank for that fight, and also with Frank, who he knows very well. They did a lot of fights during the last 20 years, and in Europe everybody knows each other, so he's excited and happy that the whole world is looking at Vegas on Saturday night, and that he's involved, and that Tom SCHWARZ is involved, and Fury and Frank and Bob, and yeah, so he's very honored and excited.
Frank, I'll go to you now. How are you doing down there?
I'm doing fine.
Good,
I'm doing
good.
fine. It's great to be here. I was just thinking about Bob and I the first time we did a promotion together. It was 1985, Don Curry and Colin Jones, 34 years ago. So that was our first. We've had some great experiences working with Bob over the years, and this is, for me, you don't get no better than this. Be working, in my opinion, the number one heavyweight in the world, who I think is going to be proved in the next few years to be the best heavyweight of his generation. It's great to do that, be working with Bob on Top Rank.
What's the buzz been like in the UK leading up to this fight? And we kind of have a pulse on how it's been here, and it's been electric, but what's it been like over there?
Well, I've got to be honest, the British fans are very disappointed that Tyson's not fighting in UK. You can imagine why. They love him. They turn out in force for him. His last couple of fights over there were sellouts. But we are where we are, and they're behind him, they support him, and the reason they support him is, and it touches on what Bob said earlier, he's a man of the people. They associate him. He's not corporate, he's not got all these various layers of bureaucracy that you've got to go through before you can speak to him. You just pick the phone up with him, or you meet him in the street and speak to him, and that's what he is. What you see is what you get. Just a straightforward guy.
Yeah, a dream like someone for me. I can just hand him the mic. I mean, I really didn't need to sit up here today. You probably could have did this on your own, but I would imagine for you as a promoter too, it's like he does the work himself.
He does.
Yeah.
I mean, you could really just put him on he's on the stage. Put him there, let him get on with it. He'll have everybody in the palm of his hands because he's charismatic. He's thinking all the time about what he's doing. And I'd like talking about like he's not here, but that's what he's like. He's a very charismatic character. And the most important thing, you can be all those things, but you've got to be able to fight. And that's what he can do, he can fight. That is what he is. He's a fighter through and through. From fighting stock, and he's been doing it since he was a kid, and his relations have been doing it for over a century. That's what he is, he's a fighter.
We're looking forward to seeing him in the ring on Saturday night. And before we talk to you and Ben, I'm going to get to your opponent here and his trainer, and Rene Frise. Rene, when you get a fighter ready to fight a guy like Tyson Fury, oftentimes when I talk to trainers and they're across the ring from elite, all-time great fighters, it's hard to find sparring to prepare your fighter for a guy like Tyson. How did you get Tom ready for this fight? And Tom's going to translate. Look at you. Sorry, Benny.
Unsere Vorbereitung lief eigentlich sehr, sehr, sehr gut und optimal, und wir hatten sehr gute Sparringspartner auch dabei, und das hat schon gepasst, auch von seiner Bewegung her. Und ich denke, wir sind optimal vorbereitet. Also mehr kann ich dazu nicht sagen.
Our training was very good, same my trainer. Sorry for my English, I hope I'll understand me here. Our training was very good, and we have hundreds of sparring partners, hundreds, and
Hundreds of sparring partners.
Yes.
Wow.
I think 1,200.
That's what they need to emulate your hand speed, right? 100 guys at one time.
Yeah, that's my trainer.
And you added for this team, I read in my notes that you added Roberto Norris to your team for this camp?
Yes, Roberto Norris.
What has that addition been like? How has he helped you to prepare?
Yes, he make me harder, my body harder. He punch me when I sleep in my body every time, and he make me very hard. And the technique, let's say, Rene and Roberto, we make the technique, my technique better. I learned boxing new. Yes.
More
yes,
American
this is
style.
American style, I hope.
I know we talked about yesterday drawing some inspiration from Andy Ruiz's performance over Anthony Joshua, but also you have to probably draw some inspiration too from when Max Schmeling beat Joe Louis. Have you looked at some of those tapes to kind of get you ready for some of these German heavyweights that have caused upsets in boxing? Have you drawn any inspiration from them? Because obviously Tyson is the favorite on Saturday night. Sorry, my German's not so good.
Yes, of course. Axel Schulz is here and Max Schmeling. I love this, both guys. And now comes my English, sorry, but yeah.
Now comes your time, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
it's my time, of course.
And Bob, you're a historian of the sport. I mean, there's a lot of fighters, like he mentioned, you know, Max Schmeling that's here, and Axel, that he can draw some inspiration from, because if fight fans just look at this fight on paper, maybe they're not giving him a chance. But you know more than anybody that, especially in the heavyweight division, one punch can change anything.
Look,
Yes.
a fighter like Tom doesn't look at what Max Schmeling did with Joe Louis, or what Mildenberger did with Ali, or what Axel Schulz did with Foreman. He looks at what he can do on Saturday night against Tyson Fury. That's what he's looking at. All these Germans that fought so well, we know, and caused upsets or near upset, they happen to be German, but they're not Tom Schwarz, right? Tom Schwarz is Tom Schwarz, and he knows what he can do. And he's
Fair play, Bob. Fair play.
That's right. And everybody
Well
will
said.
know. And everybody will know. Anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to say anything in German before we get over to Tyson and his team for those watching? A message to your fans. Come tune in, ESPN Plus on Saturday
Sorry, what
night.
did I say? Also, for my German fans, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love my German fans and my family is here. I love it so much. My family, my grandma. Yeah, thank you very much for coming. My wife, Tessa, thank you for all.
Big opportunity, big night, and now to your opponent, Ben. I'll start with you. We chatted a little bit before the press conference, and you know, there's been so much media, so many interviews and everything, getting your fighter ready from every network across the country. But you know, when it's time to buckle down and focus, what has that been like now that you've been in Vegas about 4 weeks? How do you kind of balance all that?
Yeah, of course. Tyson hasn't stopped training since his last fight. You know, on January the 1st, we went straight out to Spain for training. He's constantly been training, and you know, he's paying dividends. He's now had time to rest and recover from a 140-pound weight loss, which would obviously take its toll on somebody, and we're definitely seeing the benefits of that now. And God willing, that shows on Saturday night.
Yeah, how much easier is it to prepare when he's already, you know, been in good shape? It's not about focusing on the weight, but just about him performing at his peak. It has to have been easier for you this time around.
Of course. So training's easier. We can work on different things, but also physically, you know, without having to do much more. We prepare for Tom Schwarz the same way we prepare for Deontay Wilder. But just having that extra time for his body to be able to recover from a 140-pound weight loss is showing.
I know you study tape as well and you watch boxing. When you look at Tom Schwarz and his film, what do you see?
Well, before I even look at Tom Schwarz, I know that the Germans are very well known for doing things correctly and doing things well, you know. So good fundamentals. I know that he's added a new training team, and I know Roberto, you know, very good coaches, so I'm sure there'll be elements of his game that he's added as well. So obviously we've kept a keen eye on him, but elements to his game that we'll be looking to exploit, I'm not going to talk about now, obviously.
Why not? That's what everyone's tuned in for. Right?
I know they are, but that's for Tyson to do on Saturday.
Understood. I liked the dynamic. BT Sports put together a great clip of your dynamic with him in the corner and that relationship. Has it just built and improved that trust between the two of you now going into your fourth fight with him?
Yeah, of course, naturally it would do, but Tyson's a freak in nature, physically and mentally and emotionally. You know, he's I've never seen anything like it from anybody.
Tyson, how you doing? Ready to talk? You want to take this?
Pretty chilled. It's been pretty.
You are pretty chilled.
Pretty quiet and pretty.
Except your suit's not quiet. It never is, though, right? Can you tell us what you're wearing today? The suit. It's a little different than the one with the lineal champions. What's on the suit for those who don't know?
Yes, for those who don't know, this is the suit going back, I don't know, a few hundred years of all the bare knuckle fighters from the past. Just paying homage to all the legends from the past, and thought it was fitting, you know, a bit loud and a bit like my personality in Las Vegas. Why not?
Yeah, you probably have some family members then, considering you have
I've got a few family members on here. So
You know, Frank and I have promoted half of the guys you haven't.
I went to school with one of them.
Tyson, I asked Frank what the buzz has been like over in the UK fighting here, but you've been here over a month now. What has the buzz been, the response from the American people to you? What do you feel like the response has been to your, you know, getting ready to make your top rank and Las Vegas debut here?
I feel it's been very, the crowd have warmed to me and everyone's been very welcoming. American people are coming over to me, all different types of people from all over the world you meet in Vegas, and I'm surprised actually. People who don't speak English, people who probably don't even watch sports are coming over and asking for photographs and wanting to talk to me, so it's quite humbling to be honest. But it's a very great experience to be here. Las Vegas MGM brand, it's where all the big fights happen. It's seeing your face up on all the movie screens and all the posters. It's great experience, but it was what I was born to do, and I believe the fight with Wilder only helped with my profile in the US. And here we are again, back on the big stage, and only a few days away from the biggest fight of my life.
I think part of that warm reception from people that maybe have never even seen you fight before is partially because you've been so open and honest in all of your interviews and all the media that you've done about mental health and what you've overcome to that point to get here. And why was that so important for you to make that a point of emphasis in promoting a fight where oftentimes fighters just want to talk about the fight? They don't want to talk about anything else. They don't want to talk about the past. They just want to talk about the task at hand. But that's been something that's been very important and prevalent to you. Why?
You know, I talk about mental health a lot because it's very important to me, because only 18 months ago I was in a very, very dark place. I just wanted to prove to people that there is a way back. You can come back from anything. Nothing is impossible. If you'd have saw me that time ago, I was very heavy, very unwell, and you know, I look to inspire people to get better and change their lives as I did mine. And I'm living proof that anyone can change and anyone can come back from anything, because if I can do it, then you can do it. I'm nobody special, just a normal human being. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. But I hope it is inspirational, and I will keep banging that drum, bang, 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 to help people. Because what am I here for? Why am I in Las Vegas boxing? Why? Is it for money? Is it for fame? Is it to be a champion? I believe my calling card now is to help people who are struggling around the world, the oppressed people, the down and out people who think there's no way back. I want to prove to them that they can come back and that there is help out there. All they've got to do is reach for it. And that's what I intend to do.
It doesn't get more inspirational than that. I mean, we're up here obviously selling a fight that both of these guys got to take care of their business inside the ring, but I think it's really important for guys to have a platform like you do to be able to share your cause and inspire people, not just in boxing, getting up in the 12th round against Deontay Wilder, but getting up from being down in your life and from that dark place.
I was down and out. I've got my family right here, and even those guys thought I was gone. There was no return for the Gypsy King, was no more, he was finished. But I dusted myself off and got back on the road and got back mentally well, and me, Ben, and a full team, we worked really hard for a long time to get to this position again. And to take a big fight with Wilder and then have that fight and have a good fight and be back again 6 months later in Las Vegas. It's a dream come true. I am living the dream. That's why I'm so happy all the time. I'm so positive because I'm living my dream, what I dreamed about from being this big. And I'm one of the only people that I know that can say, listen, I am living what I always wanted to do. There is nothing else I wanted to do from being a kid. I wanted to be heavyweight champion of the world, and I achieved that in 2015. So now, everything's a bonus. You know, I'm having fun every day and enjoying one day at a time and taking life as it comes. Isn't it, Bob?
That's absolutely the case. Now look, it's great when an athlete has a message, particularly as an important message that Tyson has, because there are people, we know them in our families, we know them in our neighborhood, we know them around the world, whether they're in Germany, whether they're in the United States, whether they're in the UK, whether they're in Bangladesh or India. People suffer mental health problems. They suffer from depression. And here is a man on my right, Tyson Fury, who is telling all of those people, don't despair, and telling their families, don't let them despair. There is a way out. And that is as important a message that he has, like Ali had for people around the world about racial equality, or that George Foreman had when he took 10 years off to be a preacher and didn't fight, and then came back and won the championship. Those guys had messages. Tyson Fury's message is as equally important. And pay attention to what he's saying, because it will help so many people around the world.
And he's taught you a little something about mental health. So you thought it was something, you can just get over, or maybe it means you're sad or whatnot. But look, this is something that he battles with every single day. It's not something like, you made the reference to the Hotel California song. You can check out anytime you like, but you may never leave, if I quoted that correctly.
100%,
I've
you
done
got
a little
it.
bit of homework. Christina did some homework. I am also living my dream as well. And part of that goes to show that any given day, no matter what you're going through, you get up, you train, that's your medicine, that's your task at hand, and that's what continues to help you perform at a high level. It's that mental strength, that mental fortitude.
100%. The message of today is never say die. Never give up on yourself, and always keep moving forward. Don't dwell on the past, because the past is in the past. But listen, let's not make this a morbid press conference. We're here to fight. We're not here to do no more talking. You know, Tom's trained hard, I've trained hard. I've been out to Mongolia training with the Shaolin monks for 8 weeks before I came here to Las Vegas. That was an amazing experience. We've done a lot of training, meditating and all that sort of stuff, and it was fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to getting in there and kicking some ass.
What do you think? Tom? You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
No more talking?
I'm every time ready for talking.
Everything's ready. All right, you guys. We have the weigh-ins taking place tomorrow over in ballrooms A and B at the, on Friday. That will be open to the public. So those of you that can make it down here to the MGM Grand Garden Arena, let me just get you a couple bits of information about fight night. Doors open at 4 p.m. First bout is at 4:05. All the undercard bouts are streaming live on ESPN2. And then our co-main event, Jesse Hart, Sullivan Barrera, opens the show on ESPN+. And then, of course, our main event, Tyson Fury, Tom SCHWARZ, going down on ESPN+. 10 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you tune in, or 10 p.m. local time. You don't want to miss it. ESPN+. Bob, anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, we have 3 great young heavyweight prospects on the card. From Germany, Peter Kadura from Hamburg, Germany, and a terrific young fighter. From Italy, we have the Italian Olympian, Guido Vianello from Rome.
Yeah, you sparred with him, Tyson.
Guido.
Him and Sonny.
And we have an American great amateur in the heavyweight ranks. He's 2-0 as a professional from the Rocky Balboa city of Philadelphia, Sonny Canto.
Go on, Sonny!
Canto. Yeah.
So it's a great
Andy Vences.
and I want to, Michaela Mayer is on the card against the terrific fighter Elizabeth Crespo from Argentina. And then the semi-main event is a tremendous light heavyweight class, Sullivan Barrera against Jesse Hart, also from the city of Philadelphia. So it's a great, great card. It's a great night of boxing. I want to thank both of these tremendous athletes for their cooperation on this promotion.
You say her name and she pops up. This is Michaela Mayer, everybody.
That's Michaela, yeah. That's what she's invited.
Hello, Michaela. Nice to meet you.
She said she's a big fan of yours. Michaela.
Where is Elizabeth here? She was here. Is Elizabeth? No. Anyway, the Argentine girl, she's also, I mean, I know I'm going to get in trouble for this.
Don't say it, Bob. Don't say it, learn from my mistakes.
I'm at an age
Don't say it, refrain.
But I will bet, I mean, these are great, great fighters, but I have to say this, that if they gave, like, beauty contest awards, and we have a Miss Nevada here? Yeah, if they gave beauty contest award, this fight has the two best looking women fighting each other. I'm just saying, right?
You are beautiful, Michaela.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So are you. She could fight with the dance too. So, just Michaela, if you want to tell everybody real quick, you're 10-0. This is your 11th fight, 130-pound division. Fighting on Tyson's undercard, fighting here in Vegas, something we talked about, dream come true for you. What's your thoughts on the opportunity and what fans can look forward to from you? You're headlining the ESPN2 portion of the fight on Saturday night.
Yes, really excited to be fighting on ESPN and fighting alongside names like Tyson Fury. I think Tyson has been great for boxing, great personality. I'm a fan of your fighting and also your personality. I think it's definitely what boxing
Thank you
needs.
very much.
I'm excited to be fighting so close to Los Angeles. This is where I'm from. I have a lot of friends and family coming, so yeah, I guess this is the new mecca of boxing. It's pretty exciting to be here, and I'm looking forward to putting on a good show for you guys, showing you that women belong on a big stage and can be exciting too.
All right.
Can we get a big yay for Michaela?
Hey! All right,
That's it.
I think it's time to have the two fighters out here so we can have them take a pose.
Thank you, Michaela.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody up here. I'm Christina Poncho. We'll see you Friday, the weigh-ins. Thank you.
William Hill sponsors IFL TV.
I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois. We're going to sleep.